Good afternoon, everybody, on this hump day, Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. I got all of your stories for your rush hour ride home, and we are going to start the day off with breaking news here on the podcast. You're hearing it here first, folks. Laura Owens versus Mike Maricini. We've got updates. Case dismissed. It is a giant win for Mike Maricini as she no-shows the San Francisco courtroom. As you guys know, I was supposed to fly out yesterday. Canceled my flights last minute after a birdie, a source told me, like, look, this thing's just not going to happen. She received permission to travel, but never ended up doing so. We believe this to be exactly her plan. We'll get into all of this as our first and main story of the podcast. We're also going to be discussing on the second half the widow of Charlie Kirk speaking on Jesse Waters for the first time regarding sort of not just the death of Charlie Kirk, but also the Jimmy Kimmel situation. So we'll get into that. And then we've also got Kim Kardashian's new show getting a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. What's that all about? All these stories and more starts right now on The Rush. So here it is, folks. Again, the breaking news heard around the world. Serial liar and pregnancy faker Laura Michelle Owens never showed up in person or on Zoom. Again, this is from minutes ago. The domestic violence restraining order renewal request was dismissed by Judge Gold. Motion in 30 days for fees and cost. Justice for Mike has finally come. We applaud you, Mike, for having the courage to stand up to your abuser and finally emerge victorious. Thanks to Omar, the tilted lawyer, and Hot Bench Emmy Award-winning Rachel Juarez for leading the charge in representing Mike, and of course everyone else in the Justice for Clayton community. This is a big deal after pushing on a decade of Mike dealing with Laura Owens, and this is a chance for him to clear the slate when it comes to his record. You have to understand, you have a restraining order on you, especially in a case like this, which is completely fabricated. That does a number to your earning potential, not to mention just the way you're seen by peers. I mean, people that talk of, your high school alumni, you can only imagine what damage is being done that you don't even know about, to be quite frank. He's, you interview for jobs, you get down to the final round where they do a background check, and then they find some crazy story out about you committing all of this violence against somebody, something that's completely fabricated. And Mike's, the only thing that he was guilty of, from all the evidence we looked at, the only thing he was guilty of is having a kind heart, of wanting to help Laura as she was threatening self-harm and deciding to stick by her, even though his stepdad was dying. And, all of the crazy situations we watched play out. Of course, it's because of you, our audience, that we were able to raise the $5,000 to hire a forensic investigator to crack open a very old laptop, a laptop that hasn't been opened in years. And in that laptop, find thousands of pages of text messages from Laura, where she was pretending to have ovarian cancer, where she was faking medical doctor's notes that said things like, as Laura's doctor, we think that, Mike, you should be helping Laura as she recovers from this X, Y, and Z scenario. Absolute bonkers things. We also were able to find the information that showed that the same photo batch that she used to say she was getting her abortion with Mike Maricini ended up being the same photo batch she used to show domestic violence when it was convenient to tell the story as a victim. So Laura needs to be stopped. Today was a big step. Now, of course, it is a victory for Mike. I would have preferred Laura to be there in person and face these sort of accusations in person. And, but again, it's probably the smartest thing Laura's done in a while, which is don't show up and continue lies that can then be used against you, right? If she wants to go to a California courtroom and lie, she might be open to a whole new set of charges against her, charged right now with 7 felonies in the state of Arizona. We do know that Arizona had eyes and ears in the courthouse. We absolutely knew they were ready to take notes to see if Laura's story was about to change. An absolute wild time to be alive. I want to shout out Bruce and Lauren and everyone else that was there. Stephanie, there was a lot of people that were there at the courthouse, waiting for this trial. Again, I'm happy I made the decision that I did, which was to not give Laura any of my time, spend that with my family, and report here from the Power Podcaster studio set up in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's a wild story. We will have updates, I'm sure, tomorrow morning. This is breaking news. So as the updates come, we'll get word from people. Of course, Laura set to have her trial in January, where I'm a star witness, key and star witness in Arizona. So this is, and again, Laura filed paperwork several weeks ago when this trial was supposed to happen, claiming some emergency that she was having. Of course, a day later, that life-changing emergency she had turned to be a nothing burger as she was spotted riding horses in a tournament. So, Laura, the buck stops with us, and we are here to say, not on our watch and not on our dime. So congrats to all involved on a big win. Go get a choice steak, medium rare, and enjoy the victory. Actually, folks, getting breaking updates right now. We had already made the podcast. We were ready to go. And we are finding out that Laura Owens claims to be in the hospital. Emergency surgery. That's the note that I'm getting, that she claimed that she had done her travel plans. She had planned to go to San Francisco. She got it approved. And then today she wrote that she's having an emergency surgery and the judge wasn't having any of it. So whether Laura's in the hospital or not, that's your breaking news update. More coming in the morning. All right, well, we have a lot to get into. We're going to actually be covering a wild story out of Thailand. Have you been keeping up with this Miss Universe story? It's absolutely insane. A bunch of the Miss Universe contestants from all different countries, they did this like Barbie sort of unity movement, and I don't mean that with any disrespect. They had this real women empowerment movement where they stood up against one of the Thailand organizers who called Miss Universe Mexico dumb. It's very interesting, and I think you're going to like that story. That and more, it's all coming after a quick word from our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Veracity, an all-natural way to slim down, get energized, and sharpen your focus. Veracity is tackling the root cause of so many issues, metabolism. With Veracity's drug-free, clinically proven, and doctor-formulated solutions, you can support your body's needs to live your healthiest life. Try Metabolism Ignite, the #1 doctor-recommended GLP-1 booster and GLP-1 alternative. No side effects or allergens. Metabolism Ignite is a natural, safe, plant-based aid that results in an 85% reduction in hunger and is clinically proven to lose, on average, 9 pounds in 90 days. So what's in Veracity? It's a unique blend of lemon, verbena, and hibiscus extracts, green coffee bean extract, and magnesium. Veracity is safe to take along with GLP-1 medications to aid in boosting your metabolism and appetite control. Head to veracityselfcare.com and use code RUSHHOUR for up to 45% off your order. Once again, that's veracityselfcare.com for up to 40% off, and make sure you use my promo code RUSHHOUR so they know I sent you. Veracity doesn't just offer a quick fix for fatigue or weight gain. The products actually help you maintain a healthier lifestyle. It's the best kind of self-care. Well, I don't think this counts as women empowerment, but Kim Kardashian, of course, starred in a new show here, and it's getting a 0% Rotten Tomatoes score. That deserves some sort of record. Now it was only 8 reviews, so maybe she had 8 haters, but it's the new Ryan Murphy series, All's Fair, 0% critic rating. But hey, don't worry, you know me, I go after the audience score. I care more about the audience and what they think versus the critics. They give it a 59%, which I believe is a D+ in my book. That's not, I think a failing grade is a 55. I could be wrong, but either way, I'm not going to race to go see that project. Although maybe out of curiosity, I'm sure it's got to be better than 0%. So we'll have to see. But interesting stuff there. And I had a Justin Baldoni story, but we're going to have to save it for tomorrow morning because we're just flat out of time with regards to covering this breaking news in the Laura Owens case. But we will discuss Justin fighting back against a lot of the misinformation that's out there. So stick around for that as it comes. Now, here it is. Miss Universe Mexico and other contestants walk out after official calls her dumb. Chaos erupts at the Miss Universe Delegates Hotel after a senior official publicly insulted Miss Mexico, prompting having a walkout by contestants. Now, you might ask, well, Dave, there's, Miss Universe contestants. There's a lot of different languages being spoken. Could it be a miscommunication? My guess is it wasn't a miscommunication. It was that in some cultures, I guess some people think it's still okay to talk to women a certain way, which I don't believe so. No one's more feminist than me. I mean, look at this. I got a feminist haircut. I look like the older brother in a 1990s sitcom, right? I got Boy Meets World brother energy right here. I believe I'm pro Topanga and the values that were instilled upon me watching my favorite 90s sitcoms. But either way, not everyone, I guess, has that Topanga energy. And we've got, there's so many clips to share, but I wanted to just read for you guys what they're saying. We've got different, so most women walked out on this guy. I guess, well, I'll start right here. The moment things got heated between this organizer and Miss Universe Mexico prompted Queen Victoria and other girls to leave the venue. I don't know who Queen Victoria is. I guess that's another contestant. So this is the Thai organizers trying to say, stop. He said, stop, please, stop moving. And they're like, nope, we're leaving. Female solidarity. So he's yelling at Miss Mexico to get back in there. And she's like, nah. Here's what Miss Universe Mexico had to say. Apparently he called her dumb because she didn't want to take photos in some of the sponsored campaigns for Thailand. It's still a little dodgy about what the actual beef was, but pretty wild and very good to see that the women put their friendships with each other over, staying in that room.
He called me dumb. You know that as a country, you have all my respect. I truly love Thailand. I respect all of you. I think that you're amazing people. But what just your director did is not respectful. He called me dumb because he had problems with the organization. And I think that's not fair because I'm here and I do everything okay. I don't mess with anyone. I just try to be kind. I'm trying to give my best. And he just shot me and he just said to me and shut up and a lot of different things. And I think that the world needs to see this because we are empowered women and this is a platform for our voice. And no one can shut our voice and no one will do that to me. And I don't have a problem with any one of you. You have my respect, and I love your country.
This is what's so interesting, right? Just a couple years ago before short form content, you would have had to stay in that room and take it because becoming Miss Universe or playing by their rules would have been the most opportune thing to do. It would have been a system in which you didn't have power, you didn't have a voice. But now we're covering Miss Universe Mexico here, and we're actually able to see, maybe she's kicked out of the tournament, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the pageant. I have no idea what it is. But it doesn't matter because she's doing what she believes to be right for her. Now, is there a scenario where this Thai organizer was in over his head and spoke bad English and he didn't know, by calling her dumb, he thought, I don't know. But either way, it's not a good look. Not a good look at all. So good for her. Justice for Miss Universe Mexico. And again, there's so many pageants. Miss Universe Mexico, Miss America, Miss, who the hell knows? Miss Gulf of America. Who knows what they're celebrating out there? Joey Grazadeh made some news. He was found at the airport here, just ran the New York City Marathon, of course, with his girlfriend, fiance, Kelsey Thompson? Is that her name? Either way, he's asked, of course, religiously questions about whether or not they're getting married anytime soon. Have a listen.
Run the marathon, man?
I did. Yeah, you can probably tell from how I'm walking right now. A little sore, but it was awesome.
How was it? Did you struggle? Did you do really well?
I did okay. I was a little injured coming in, so honestly, my goal was just to try to beat 4:30, I think was the time, and I did 4:29:58. So not bad about that.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I don't know what that. I don't know if that's good or bad. To be honest, I'm not really.
It's
good.
Marathon for sure. I think for the first one.
So, and again, I can attest. After running a marathon, you can barely stand and you can barely sit. You can't really do anything. I did run a 3 hour, 47 minute, and 30-second marathon. Neither here nor there. Beat Joey by 45 minutes, but that's okay. He was injured.
Good, honestly. Like I said, I was just doing it to kind of knock it off the bucket list and have some fun, so I'm glad that I did it.
It's a very trendy thing to do right now, running a marathon. In fact, I was listening to Dave Portnoy, who said that, like, you know, anyone could run a marathon if they trained hard enough. It's nothing really, you know.
I believe that.
Do you think so?
I do. I think it's one of those things that it just depends on how fast you want to go and what you're trying to accomplish. So I think
nobody cares about the marathon. Ask questions about your love life.
Anyone can put in the training and do it, and I'm glad I got a chance to do it just a little bit ago.
What are you doing with the medal?
It's gonna go somewhere in my room. I'll probably put it in a frame or something. Try to remember the hard thing that I did.
Nice. And can I ask you, Kelsey, about Mark, your dad?
Yes.
How's he going with your Barbara? That was such like, I was so, what a story.
I know.
It's just like
beautiful.
Kelsey's father was on Golden Bachelor, if you're not familiar.
No, I mean, it's going good. He's living in LA now, so it's really exciting. Yeah, I've got him over here now.
I saw they do like couples costume for Halloween and everything.
It was iconic. Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Super fun.
And how's wedding planning going for you guys?
It's going good.
Yeah,
Getting some
early
things figured
stages.
out, early stages, but we're excited, man. I think things will come soon.
Do you think it's going to be like, you know, sometime next year, or you don't know yet?
Right now we're looking at 2027. That's what we're saying, and we're going to try to hold to that.
There it is, 2027. Now, look, I don't blame them. They got engaged after knowing each other for like a couple of weeks. So what are you going to do? My wife and I were, dating 8 years before we got engaged. Do whatever you got to do there, Joey, but lock that one down. That's what they always say. She's got that Scooby-Doo energy, right? Either way, happy for them. And look, let's do this. We're going to reset the deck and come back with some pretty wild stuff. Jesse Waters interviewed Erica Kirk. Pretty emotional conversation. I do have some corrections to make from the interview. There is a little misinformation. You guys know me. I like to correct things, but what a wild day to be alive. We're getting justice for Mike Maricini. It's a crazy day in the political world as people are coming out to vote for change out there. I'm getting news from everybody on the West Coast about all of this great stuff, and then we've also got some new Blake Lively content. Again, we're out of time in covering all of that today, but tomorrow morning we're going to be chocked full of content. So anyway, let's do this. Coming up next, I got Erica Kirk on Jesse Waters.